Yo, we're live, and it's just me, unless Mike is hanging out somewhere. Let's see, there he is. 1 second. Let me add him to the stage. Boom, baby, we made it. My bad, guys. I'm coaching wrestling now, so I'm just now leaving practice. What's up, Mike?
So give me a little bit more details on your wrestling coaching. Is it like middle school, high school?
High school. I'm coaching my alumni, and I'm getting pretty obsessed with it this year because I realized I did a half-ass job last year, and so I'm pouring more effort into it, and it's sacrificing the first 5 minutes of this YouTube live. So I apologize for that, guys.
Did they I guess you don't gotta tell me. I was just curious. You like volunteer to do it or is it like a paid gig?
They pay me like 3 grand, but
It's out of love.
I mean, dude, I probably like spend that in gas money. I have to drive an hour every day, but I love it. And it replaces jujitsu, and wrestling's my favorite sport. So
Do you
it's a
think
good
any of
time.
the kids could take you wrestling?
No, I
No.
hope when one of them can, that's a really good sign. But never have. We got one kid who's a 106, and I think by the time he's a senior, he'll be a pretty tough role. But you got to realize I've been doing this my whole life. I'm 30, and I've done jujitsu, and I wrestled in college. So for an 18-year-old to have the experience I have, it's probably not going to happen.
What are you thinking with this buy box being broken again and all these API
I'm
issues?
I'm probably on the same page as you. I'm not freaking out yet. I feel like Amazon's doing it in response to FTC cases or whatever. Is it FTC?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
SEC? Yeah. So I think they're testing something out. I don't know exactly what they have planned. I know they love FBA, so I'm not too freaked out about it. It's affecting my business. It's weird. It's affecting my wholesale business, but we're seeing a little bit less sales. But I guarantee you, on days where they prioritize merchant buy box, their overall sales are down because when
Oh,
people
for
see
sure.
they just it's got to be like a net negative millions of dollars because people just don't want to wait on the shipping. Who knows? Maybe not though. But they're probably doing it so they have numbers to show like they're being fair. Like maybe what they're doing is rotating buy box every month or every quarter to merchants or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too. Like, I think the idea of it just being affecting the used. I think eventually, if they do continue to try to do this, I think maybe we'll see it where it just affects the new buy box and not the used buy box.
Yeah, I think the prime bump's always been kind of ridiculous for books,
For sure.
for used items, and so most backlash like, hey, you're selling for an extra $100 sometimes. Like I've talked about that Jewish set all the time, $1,000 extra, um, and it's kind of deceptive. I like it. We all like it because it makes us more money, but I can see how someone could put together something for it that would make Amazon not look very good.
Yeah, for sure. How much is gas where you're at?
Today I think it's 230, 231 today.
Damn, I'm at 330 up here, dude. I'm getting.
Yeah, you're in the city, man. And I live on the outskirts. I don't even live in Nashville, so it's cheap out here.
Fix the buy box for me, please, guys. Listen, we're working on it. All right, we got cats and dogs to feed too, dude. We need
Yeah.
money too. We hear you out here.
How bad is this one compared to others?
I mean, it's only been 3 days, so it just depends how long it lasts. That kind of just determines how bad it is.
Mm-hmm. Lost you
Uh,
for a sec.
Normies think Amazon laying off everyone going AI box stuffers. Listen, at the end of the day, every huge company has to protect their bottom line. I mean, and there's only so many employees in the vicinities of these warehouses, and it's not like super desirable jobs. So Amazon either has to get robots to do the stuff, or there ain't nobody else to do it. So it's just an
Yeah.
eventual. I mean, it is what it is.
Did you listen to the most recent like Elon Musk and Joe Rogan interview?
No.
So Elon was telling a story about how someone was like, yeah, if this new technology comes out, whether it's AI or machines or whatever, nobody's going to have jobs. And I forget what industry it was in. It was like shoveling or something where they had like uh, machines shoveling instead of humans. And they're like, well, he said, if you want to make more jobs, just have them use teaspoons instead, you
Yeah.
know? So like this idea, like even FBA, think of how many jobs FBA took away
Yeah.
because now there's people don't need to pay for. What is this? Oh, I tore my shirt. Went hard at wrestling. Um, FBA would have put so many warehouses out of business because Amazon's more efficient than your warehouse. Overall, net less employees prepping your shit, and you don't have any employees. So is that bad? I think we just have to roll with the times and use the technology to our advantage because anyone using AI now or the power of FBA, like we have to put all this in perspective. Like we're literally shipping boxes of shit to Amazon. They're doing all the work for us. And as time goes on, we're getting better with AI to come up with creative strategies to do X, Y, Z. You could be having AI email a bunch of libraries. You could have AI uh, be looking at all your books if you're doing online arbitrage books and telling you which books are the best. You could eventually AI is going to come out. I don't know if it's going to be us or somebody else, but they're going to look at keeper graphs and tell you, hey, this is a trash book, or it's going to tell you like your eScore is going to tell you exactly on average what the book sold for over the last 6 months or 12 months. It's going to say on average this book sells for $15, even though the buy box is at $10 today, based on past sales history. Sold for $20 here, $10 there. Average is 15. Like all this is coming, and I think it's good. We just don't be the person who's working that $10 to $15 an hour job that can be replaced by AI, which none of us are. We're
Yeah.
the ones we're the ones leveraging the technology with FBA and all that now.
I agree. It's a balancing act. I understand people are like, oh, Amazon lays off these people. I'm like, well, like any business has got to make a pivot and do what's best for them at the end of the day, and that's what they think's best. And honestly, it's Amazon. It's the biggest biz company in the whole damn universe. So, it is what it is, I guess. And those people can go find better jobs at the end of the day. Throwing boxes in Amazon's warehouse, it's a blessing in disguise. M says, "Why is it so difficult to get approval for certain books? It depends. If you're newer, like 90% of the book catalog is going to be gated for you. You just got to send a box, sell what you can, keep the books you're restricted and set aside. If you're talking bigger publishers, um, then like you're talking, I guess Scholastic is one a lot of people are gated in. American Girl, those are going to need invoices from actual like publisher houses. So in the beginning, a lot of it's gated, but as you send a box, as you sell a few books, they will automatically get ungated for you. So don't let it deter you. It does deter a lot of people, but that's just like one little hiccup you got to kind of get there. We
Yeah, I
all
think
start there.
last time weren't we talking about Universal? Was that the brand?
Yeah, yep.
So the lady who I was recommending to get ungated, I asked her about it. I'm like, "Are you having success getting these people ungated?" And she's like, "Yeah, but be weary that Universal is part of OZ. So OZ Law will test buy. They're doing more brands now. They're representing they okay. So OZ is the big textbook scary law firm that represented Pearson, Cengage, McGraw Hill for years, but now they're I don't know how much more or less pull these other brands have, like Universal, HarperCollins is another one, but they're representing more brands now. So they're kind of like branching out. And so it's just something to keep in mind, like not to make people scared. I think every brand has like your strategy to go around it. Like with textbooks, we know which ones to avoid, this and that. With my wholesale business, we know like what they're gonna do, false counterfeit claims, this and that. So it's just navigating the brands you sell. So you sell Universal, right?
Yep. I
And you
didn't get gated when everybody got
and
gated.
you don't have issues. You sell a lot of it.
Yeah, dude. I probably sold thousands and
No
thousands.
IPs.
Not a single one.
See that's for me. That's like the biggest evidence that it's fine. It's fine until it's not. There's like the
Yeah.
turkey metaphor that the turkey thinks he's fine and eating good until Thanksgiving comes and gets his head cut off. But um, I think as a community, talking about the brands, talking about the things that are working and not working is going to be your best source.
I mean, and honestly, it is kind of shitty that they just don't straight up tell you like, or just gate you, right? They'll let you list something and then you get a test buy and then your account's held hostage. Like, I wish there would be more clearing, I guess, transparency when it comes to those type of things. Like everything you had to deal with and all the account shutdowns.
Yeah.
Like,
Everyone's just looking out for themselves. So
yeah,
Amazon's just looking out for themselves. The brands, now that I'm a brand owner, technically on private label, some people will sell my brand and it pisses me off. And the first thing I want to do is say like, hey, get off my listing, you know? And it makes sense why the game. Can you hear me good now or no?
Yeah, I can hear you again. You dropped out for a second.
Okay, if you create a brand, let's just say you make your own brand on Amazon. You're the one that created the products, and then someone else starts selling that product. Your first thought is, where the heck are you getting this from? It must be fake. And so the first thing you're gonna do is try and do a counterfeit claim on them, you know. And these brands have found out that's kind of the strategy with Amazon. And then Amazon's like, well, shit. If there's counterfeits being sold on our platform, we're gonna get sued. And so then that's why they always consider you guilty until proven innocent. And it's just a matter of playing the game the right way, you know. But
Yeah, and I don't think there's really no 100% safe right way to quote unquote play unless you do have your own brand and you have all your ducks in a
dude,
row.
even if you have your own brand, people say people will do patent complaints against you and shit. Like it's
Yeah.
a jungle out here. So like the grass is always greener on the other side, but I'm getting patent complaints from other brands that are similar to mine. If your brand name is similar, like Mike the Used Book Guy, if you trademark that and there's like a Jeff the Used Book Guy, Jeff could try and sue you. So
Yeah.
like just realize we're just in the jungle and this is just business, and just stay sharp, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Tommy, did you get Tommy Boy's having issues with GoToLister when he goes to ship it? It just keeps saying contact support for whatever reason. I'm curious, Tommy,
Okay.
did you get it fixed? Let me know in the chat.
Yeah, if not, we can get you right. Amazon's API has been wilding lately, so
Yeah, I was letting him know. He's a member of my group, so I'm confused on listening to send it to Amazon. Do I need to be approved to send them in for FBA? Yes. So when you go, if you're using GoToLister and you list, it'll tell you whether or not you're restricted. You'll get that little red exclamation point that pops up. Those you can't send. You're going to have to wait until you sell more. So what I tell everybody is, now when you're out scanning using Scoutly or Scout IQ, you should have your settings set up that it checks to see if you're restricted. So you're not buying things you're restricted, and the only items you should be buying in the beginning are ones you can actually send in and sell. But if you already bought them, hang on to them, send in the ones you can, even if it's not a full box. Get the process going, and then come back to those same books in a week or two, and you should be able to send more of those in.
yeah. How are your sales going?
I mean, it's like probably about I'm down 35% because of the buy box, but I got a lot of new DVDs and CDs, so I don't get crushed as hard as
Before that, how were you doing?
I was doing
Before
good.
that,
I'm
before the
averaging
buy
right
box issue?
around the last 30 days was right around 17.5. So that's kind of where I usually fall into, give or take
Nice.
2K. So it's business
Yep.
as usual.
Nice.
When this whole buy box thing is just another blip in the radar, and it sucks for the time being. But that's why I try to. I don't like to give financial advice, but I try to tell everybody like have an emergency fund, plan for when shit hits the fan, because eventually it's going
100%.
to.
I got gated in the main brand I sell on Amazon last week, but I've been around the bush a few times. I know what to do. I contacted my Amazon rep that I let you guys use too. If you guys ever DM me or email me, I'll share her contact info. But we got up and running 3 days later, so we had 3 days no sales for that brand, and then I wasn't even freaking out at this point. It's like clockwork now. Like if you know how to address each complaint or gating or XYZ issue, even lost inventory, like we've been getting thousands of dollars in lost inventory paid out to us. And I think your tip with GoToLister is huge. If you see Amazon only received 70 units out of a 100-unit shipment, you could actually get paid for those 30 units. I don't know how much money you guys are getting for those, but that's
It's
money on
not
the
much,
table,
but
and
I
it's just
mean,
understanding the game.
yeah, it's something back at least. Is it common for books to no longer be considered acceptable in Scoutly if you've been holding on to the book to become ungated? I mean, it depends how long, right? Like, is it a fast moving book? I usually, you want to get things sent within a month. I think after a month, it's basically a fresh book. You have no idea scanning into it because supply and demand changes so much in the book space, even in the DVD and CD, the media space in general. There's so much supply and demand. So I wouldn't surprise me if you hang on the books for a month and you scan them and they're red. But then again, it wouldn't surprise me if you had books that weren't good and you scan them and all of a sudden they're good again. Like it's just
Yeah.
ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
How are people getting ungated in Universal and Warner? They're not currently. They let you apply, but there is nobody that I know, and people have tried over the past month and two of every website, every supplier. Even though you can apply, they are not accepting them. People have been opening cases. The only people that got ungated were the people that got in early on when they first dropped the gate, and people were using Target. Anywhere was working when they first dropped the Universal gate, but that did not last long. And I think because I sold so much Universal that I didn't get hit with the gate at all, so I'd never even had to apply to any of the gates. Yeah, I think people, I don't know, dude. I know how old your account is does play a little bit of a factor, but I think it's more or less they want to see you actually sell a certain amount of items for that specific brand. So like I've been going heavy with DVDs and CDs for 2 years now. So I've sold a shit ton of Universal before they decided to put the gate in place. So I think that's how I avoided it. I know my account's older. I mean, I'm not 15 years old. I'm like 5 or 6 years old, but I think there are other factors that go into who they decide to gate when they roll them out.
Cha-ching. Chachino, look how upset he is. Calm down, son. Chachino.
So, what do you think about this? What do you think about this new Amazon charging you guys for the API thing next year, man? That's great.
Yeah, it's gonna cost us probably like at least an extra 13 grand a year, maybe more. It looks like it's 1,000 a month, and then 1,400 bucks a year on top of that. Maya, come. Maya. She needs to pee real bad.
How do you get ungated to Marvel? You used to be able to just go to Lego.com, buy 10 Marvel keychains, and you could get Lego and Marvel. I don't know. The gates are so weird on Amazon right now. Like, unless you are fine with buying something and possibly returning it to Lego or wherever, it ain't no guarantee. And if you buy from Marvel, there's people that bought literally from the Universal website and they wouldn't take that invoice. And I think I don't know what's going on with the gates. I think Avery summed it up. I think more brands are trying to protect themselves, and it doesn't make sense because a lot of the stuff the brand doesn't sell, right? You sell things that it's not like Universal's on the listing of a lot of these items, but I do think we're headed towards a direction where more brands are being more protective about their actual IP because like Avery don't want us, stinky resellers selling his shit, right? Like these brands want to have a good customer, provide great customer service to their customers, even if it is on Amazon. And yeah, everybody's sitting here consider, oh yeah, we do things 100%. We make sure, everything's in decent condition that we sell. But unfortunately, not everybody's like that. So kind of a few bad apples spoil it for the bunch.
Are you not having people have success with Marvel anymore?
I think gates right now are all but not going through. Like
I'll tell you what we're doing because like we got regated last week, and like we're putting together an appeal that has a PDF stating like here's the invoices, units, blah blah blah. This is a PDF. It's not just the invoice, and then in the PDF it also says like, hey, we're buying from this website. Here's their address. Here's their accreditation XYZ, and then like laying it out and then submitting the appeal. Like if there's a will, there's a way. There you can get ungated in textbooks, Marvel, whatever. But like it's different now. Like what works sometimes is spamming, just spam invoice. That's worked for years. And the more account health you have, the more likely Amazon's going to say, oh, Mike sold thousands of units of Universal, no counterfeit claims. He's probably good. But if he's got 2 or 3 counterfeit claims, they might regate him and he's guilty until proven innocent. And now he's got to upload XYZ invoices or some reasoning. And that's just working. And we've even used Logic. This didn't work for us, but we had some ASINs we wanted to sell. They gated us in some ASINs on the brand, but not all. And what we tried to do was use the logic of, hey, we can sell 20 of these ASINs under this brand, but we can't sell 8 over here. Like what's going on? And then apparently that works sometimes. So there's like next level techniques you guys can use, but really like I think the majority of people in here are probably just trying to make an
an extra 10K a month or even a couple thousand a month. And I don't think this should be your priority starting out. But if you're a more serious seller, let's say you're doing 100K a year or so, and you just have a gang of American Girl Doll books or Marvel or Universal, and you just have a big supply, that's a different story. Maybe you should put some effort into it. But I'd put your effort into listening to Mike the Used Book Guy and finding out, what are the best strategies to find books, how to build relationships with libraries, like lock in your sources and don't worry about the 2 gated American Girl Doll books you have.
Yeah, I think there's too much money out there to kind of let the little things kind of slow you down. It sucks. Like I'm gated in American Girl. That's probably the only one I'll never get. I've even bought from AmericanGirl.com, and I've used AmericanGirl.com invoices, and they still told me to go pound sand. It is what it is. I come across it once in a blue moon, and I just sell it on consignment on eBay. So like, I still make money off of it. You got nothing into this stuff, but I get it's frustrating because Universal is a huge one for DVDs. The same with Sony. Some people can't get Sony pictures either, and that's another big one. I don't know what to tell people. It's like just sell more of everything else. I mean, and consign everything else. Like still buy it if it's still profitable for you to kind of split the profits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marvel Lego keychain didn't work a few months ago. Yeah, I think they started cracking down on that shit. Submitted an invoice for Warner and got a rejection within 2 minutes. I mean, a lot of this stuff is automated in the beginning. Like you can keep submitting, and that's the whole thing is try to get like an actual human to review the invoice. But a lot of it is automated. So what you can do, you can go in and manually highlight things on the PDF, rename the files, make sure the file names are like exactly what it is. Like I remember my last one, I put like the front of invoice for ASIN and that specific ASIN right in the actual title of the photo. So you can try different things like that to try to get through the bots. But yeah, you'll see that they'll automatically reject you. Sometimes it'll sit there for a little bit and then it'll get rejected. And sometimes it's like right away you get the email like, oh yeah, we denied it right away. And you're like, what the hell? Like I did everything. It's just a completely different landscape. And it sucks when you're trying to knock down one of these big gates, but I do think, like Avery said, if you really want to get through to something, you're just going to have to create cases. As long as you got everything legit, like who cares? You just get a hold of somebody, call in, have them review it manually. Say, here, look, I'm going to submit this case right now while you're on the phone. Here's all my documents. You gotta be a pain in their side, and it is what it is.
So if you buy a particular book or textbook from a reputable place like a library, do I need to show my receipt to get ungated? No. Library Goodwill receipts are not going to work for ungates. They will work for Section 3s, or at least they have been in 2025. If you want to get ungated in X brand, and then we're talking like next level here, you have to do the things that everyone knows about, 10 units at least, maybe 100 units. Address has to match. The brand has to be on the invoice. It has to be a big reputable website most of the time. For an ungate, it has to be a reputable website. But if we're talking about the most common scenario of people hopping on this YouTube live, it's you're just starting out. You can't sell 30% of books. You can't sell 70% of books. And what's going to help you is selling the 30 or 70% of books you can sell. And then Amazon's going to say, hey, this guy sold 100 books, no counterfeit claims, not high return rate. We're going to let you sell all books now.
Yeah, and the whole idea of like the being worried about your receipts if you get a Section 3 or anything like that. If it's a textbook, you can just run it through Bookstrong just to double check yourself. But overall, like Gabe was saying in the beginning, you just want to send as much as you can that you're ungated and that's profitable. And once you get the ball rolling, you'll get a lot more motivated because you'll actually have some sales coming in and money coming into the bank account. So just focus on the things you can sell in the beginning. You do want to keep your receipts for tax purposes, though. I'm not a tax professional, but you do want to keep all of your receipts so you can have write-offs at the end of the year so you don't have to pay much in taxes, especially if you're brand new. You shouldn't be paying anything in taxes. So you do want to hang on to your receipts. You can scan them in. You can throw them in a folder if you have a tax professional, or you can, just put them into QuickBooks yourself, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Just join. Is there any change in the FBA used buy box situation? It's going to the merchants. So we're on day 3 currently of this go around. And yeah, it is what it is, right? Like Avery talked about it in the beginning, it's probably related to the FTC. I think, I think it's going to be something where they just are gathering data. Does it suck if they're going to keep doing this for like a week every single month or every single other month, 100%. But I just challenge everybody to, you know, maybe books aren't like the end game for you. A lot of people use books as like a kind of catapult to get you into another basically business model, right? Like look what you're doing. You're doing OA or not, you're doing wholesale and your private
So, yeah.
label thing. So it's like I think books are a good stepping stone. I stayed with books because I have the relationships and I have the processes to where I can make decent money and really not work much at all if you compare this to like a normal job. But most people just see books as, all right, I just want to kind of figure out Amazon, get a little bit of cash flow coming in because it's not cash intensive versus other business models. So if the buy box situation is crushing your business, then I would just challenge you not to give up on Amazon. Just start thinking about maybe just flipping like new DVDs, new
Yeah.
CDs, like doing what Steve does with the EDA
I,
shit.
I
Like,
counter it. I say be bullish and just keep sending FBA, and it's always worked out, and I think it's gonna work out. I could be wrong, but I would just be bullish on it. Just like people who believe in crypto, like right now it sucks. Bitcoin's crashing, everything's down or relatively in the last few weeks. And it's like people who look at their portfolio every day of crypto or stocks and like, oh my gosh, like, and they pull money when it goes down. Like, that's like, everyone knows it's like the worst advice. When people pull their money out, they know they're doing the wrong thing. It's like having this ultimate belief that I know what I'm doing is like the right thing. And in my opinion, sending books to Amazon FBA is still the right thing to do. And while everyone's scared, that's when you should be loading up. And Q4, when everyone else can't check in their books and it's past November 15th and nobody gets stuff checked in until January 1st, you're enjoying those sales because when the buy box was gone, you were the one sending books in. And so I personally believe in that. Like, we're not going to change our business models. Now, do that for 3 months and the buy box doesn't change. Come back to me and say, hey, Avery, like, you're an idiot. And I'll say, okay, maybe I was wrong. But it's always been good in terms of FBA's always been good. Like, relatively, like we bitch about the FBA fees. We bitch about shutdowns, all that, like, and rightfully so. I'm not saying these things are wrong, but like if you just stay in the game and grind and like figure it out, like there's gonna be hurdles that are thrown at you. Like, everyone thinks private label's the end all game, and I'm doing private label right now. Dude, I woke up to 20 notifications on my Amazon account health dashboard that were like telling me like, this is high risk. Your account could be shut down. And it was from another person selling a similar product who had been around the game, a Chinese person, and they're ruthless. They're like the Art of War people. They're coming at me, trying to scare me, attacking me with, hey, you're copying my photo, this and that, even though I didn't. And I come from books. Like, that was what introduced me to Amazon. And like, I was a naive kid that was selling textbooks back in the day. And just like Mike can sell Universal, I could sell textbooks. And I was like, hey, everybody send me your textbooks. And I ran it up for years. And then I learned the hard way that, well, I don't know what I learned a couple lessons, but my first lesson was, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But that wasn't the right lesson because I got counterfeit claims from the law firm. And then I concluded, oh, like, I was being bad. I shouldn't have sold textbooks. But the right answer, and what other people did in the space, they were at Books and Beyond. 2 people were at Books and Beyond who successfully are selling textbooks, because what they did was they contacted the brand and they worked out a deal with them and got them verbally to commit with Amazon to let them sell the books. And so, like, that's like the next level of this game. But if you're in e-commerce long enough, I guarantee you're going to deal with that dilemma, you know. And so just realize this is what we have to deal with as e-commerce sellers. And I'm still bullish on books,
yeah,
even with all this going on.
I am too. I just people get frustrated, and I hate to say it, like, in a public setting, but every person that quits is better for you if you stick it out, right? It's like everybody was one less competitor. It's one less axe wearing stinky breath smeller at the library sales that I got to go to, right? Like, this
Yeah.
kid wears so much axe, like you can smell him before he even gets out of his car. And I was stuck in line in this closed little ass like hallway, and even his axe could not mask the fact he probably hasn't brushed his teeth in like 3 years, dude.
That's why he's wearing the mask. That man's like, my breath fucking stinks.
Oh my, I'm just like, dude, like spray some of that axe smelly ass spray in your mouth instead of on your armpits. Always FBA over FBM, man. You don't want to do FBM. That's for like mega sellers that have huge operations. You as a solo entrepreneur in the Amazon game, pay Amazon to take care of all the work. Fabio, the long game. Yo, what's up, Fabio? You still alive and kicking, selling whatever the hell you can over there? Fix my buy box, right? Meow. Yeah, once we get off this, me and Avery actually have a call with Amazon's buy box department, and we'll get it fixed for you.
Some people might believe you. We got Safakon in the chat. To be honest, I watched Romer's course about books, and I will start next week. But recent news really bad and made me question. Yeah, I'd be bullish, man. I'm telling you this, and I've been doing this I've been selling books for 10 plus years. Technically, I sold my book business a year ago. But I would like, dude, I've been through so much shit with Amazon, and like, if we all freaked out every time something happens and like stopped our business operations, you're gonna stop your business operations 12 times a year. So just keep going, moving forward, and of course, track your profit, make sure the numbers look good. But and you're just starting out, so you really got nothing to lose. I'd be bullish, and I'd ship a bunch of books during Q4 right now before November 20th is. Everything's going to get checked in by the end of the year, and I think it's going to be great. But yeah, I just don't. I just don't think this buy box. I think this buy box thing is a reaction to like an FTC case or something. But we know Amazon; they want to make money. And also another point is like, so Watch Me Amazon shared a post that there's fewer Amazon sellers entering the market. And Caleb Roth at Books and Beyond shared how new booksellers are now at an all-time low. That doesn't mean the existing sellers are making less money. The existing sellers are actually making more money. And so it's just like, I'm not going to say it's harder for beginners, but we know everything that Amazon has, and there's harder gating issues, there's more fees, whatever. But if you can, the more established you can get over the next 12 months, whatever Amazon does the next 12 months, you're in a much better position. So, and plus you're going to be more experienced, and it can transfer to other business models as well. So I would be bullish with it and just follow the principles we teach, and you'll be all right.
I mean, dude, I always like to wish we had like, I wish I could get your Rolodex, right? I talk about my Rolodex of like everybody that we talk to from like that started their Amazon book media business, right? And everybody that has come and gone, right? Like we're talking between me and you, it's probably tens of thousands of people that have started selling media on Amazon, like went out and actually scanned stuff in a thrift store and no longer sell today, right? But it's like the people that make it through, you see the fruits of the labor, right? I tell everybody I don't work hard 2-3 days a week and I can push almost consistently 20K months, right? Like that's crazy. There's nothing else on planet Earth where you can do as little work and get rewarded on the back end. And it's as hands off as you possibly can be when you look at it, because they take care of everything. So even if it does, maybe one day I get banned from selling books or whatever, but like I still made a shit ton of money. And like Avery says, like, let's double down now. People always tell me, Mike, diversify. I'm like, no, like I'm riding this plane until it crashes and we're all dead. And then I'll go somewhere else. But like for the time being, I want to make as much money and where the money's going to be. It's not eBay. It's not any of these other dumb, shitty media selling platforms. It's Amazon. So I could care less. If it blows up, it blows up. It's like people that worry about, if the stock market goes to zero, well, then there's probably a world war or a meteor's hitting the earth and we're all screwed anyway.
Yeah. Play the game, guys. Play the game. Get better. I always look at it like I've definitely lost money on private label this year, but I'm not that upset about it. Partly because like I'm in a much better financial position than I would have been like 5-6 years ago doing this. I'd be so upset. But now I'm looking at it as like I'm getting the reps in. I hired a coach. I'm learning like the right principles. I'm doing everything that made me successful in books. And like it's just I enjoy the process. Like I enjoy going through it. And if you can hold that frame of like, hey, I'm building this skill of buying shit, selling it online, do that for 10 years, you'll be making crazy money each month that you couldn't even believe if you want to, and if you shot that high, and a lot of people do. And so this is just a foundation, So most people barely scratch the surface of what's possible on Amazon,
We all
Like,
got more time, dude. We all got more time to work. Like, let's face it, right? Like, we all can chisel out 2 or 3 hours a day to
yeah,
put it
yeah.
in.
And then working smart too. Like now that I've been doing Go-To Lister for a few years, we got Black Friday coming up. The Black Friday sale on the way here. I was late for the live. I was messaging my team like, "Hey, we're gonna do the same exact thing we did the last 2 years for the Black Friday sale, but this time message our affiliates, get them on board with promotion." And it's like I probably just made like $10,000 plus with that voice text, getting my team to post something. So like once you have the skill of taking money, putting it in products, and then flipping them on Amazon, then it's just a matter of time before there's so many more books for you to buy. Whether it's a library closes down, a bookstore closes down, your source has way more pallets, and then now the numbers, and you can just kind of tweak things around a little bit and really play the game more, and then maybe you transfer to I don't want to say online arbitrage, but you transfer to, let's say, wholesale or private label or whatever. Like these skills are going to transfer. The shipping shit to Amazon, buying inventory, selling, just the fact that money leaves your bank and comes back is more. Like just grind at this for a few years. And there's people that make so much money selling books doing the same business model. I know I have friends that sell bulk books who have lost money this year due to different events or maybe just like not managing their business the best. And I have other friends who have probably they're going to pull out over $1 million cash because they just have good sources and maybe they're a little bit lucky or whatever. And they just have similar situations, but it's like, how much energy and effort do you put into this business? And years ago in one of the Facebook groups, Caleb, there's always like the negative people in the Facebook groups. And I think the book business attracts a lot of it's such an easy business model. I think it attracts a lot of people who are like, oh, like this is so like this should be easier than it is, blah, blah, blah. And it allows those people to make a couple $100 and then they feel like they're experts or whatever. And then they get super pessimistic and they want to bring everyone else down in the Facebook groups. And there was a lot of those people. And then Caleb Roth, he was like, maybe you just suck at business. Like maybe you're just not a good business person because like you could take that attitude and like the things you're saying and go into any industry and fucking fail.
Yep.
And so like you bringing down these beginners with your fucking $2,000 a month book business that isn't turning a profit. And like now you're bitching in the Facebook groups. Like maybe you're just not good at business yet. And so I always like to look at book selling or anything that I do as like a way to fine tune my business skills. And if you guys enjoy doing it, do it. If not, find something else. But books are definitely the cheapest inventory you can find and the fastest flipping for beginners. So that's why I love it.
It's all a balancing act with the, seeing the negativity around it. Like, I'm here to tell you it's all BS. It's all BS. Like, if you actually put any type of effort into this, and sure, it's not like when I started, it wasn't as easy when Avery started, right? Like is it getting harder?
And when I started, everybody said it was dead. Everybody was like, oh, long-term storage fees hit. Oh my gosh, this and that. We still had free removals back then. You could remove in October, the whole month of October, you could remove anything for free. Now they charge you $2 a unit. And so everyone back then was like, oh, back in 2014, and I started in 17. Oh, back in 2014, it was so easy. Like this story is going to continue,
It is forever, dude, forever. It's like, these are the golden days right now, right? Like we're literally living in the best possible time to start. But it's easy, man, because anybody can be a reseller. It's like my biggest pet peeve about being a content creator and like a reseller is that anybody can start this business. I'm glad it takes a little bit more business sense nowadays to be successful and have a more profitable bottom line, but you got to block out the noise. Like you need to get around, you need to get in groups where there's actually people giving you results and how to get things done. Because if you're looking for a negative answer, or you're looking for anything, you're looking for any type of answer, you're eventually going to find it because you're going to keep looking. If you're looking for the post that's like, this sucks, you're going to find it eventually.
Yeah. I mean, dude, me and my partners, we actually just parted ways. I was selling on their Amazon account for 2 years now, and no issues until we started making a ton of money. We made $100,000 profit in a 30-day period this year, and that's when tensions rose and this and that. My partner we're still on good terms, but like it was kind of messy for a while, and like he texted me today. He's like, dude, like, because we parted ways, and so like now I have everything I brought to the table. He brought the Amazon account to the table. I brought the suppliers. I brought the account health. I brought all the knowledge about Amazon, and now he's telling me oh, this industry's dead. There's no way to make money. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm over here selling on a new account now, and we're doing great. And just because like a supplier cuts you off, or the brand gets gated, or this or that, like it's your attitude around it. It's like, all right, what's the next move? You know, and like once you play the game enough, you know, there's like, oh, okay, I got gated. I'm gonna get ungated by doing this. I'm gonna talk to so and so because they've been through the same thing. And then it's like, it's literally like he's gonna be done now, and they're gonna go back to making like nothing, and we're gonna continue making money over here. And I think primarily it's because like the attitude and like the will to win and all that, and a lot of people just don't have that, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Do you have a training group? I mean, Steve's got Reselling Freedom. I got my YouTube channel that covers everything you possibly could imagine about selling books, CDs, DVDs. It's just the same as my handle here, the Used Book Guy. And
Yeah.
that'll be enough to kind of get you running. It's, just jump in. It seems like you're already jumping in because you're already seeing things reject. So you're on the right path. You don't seem like you're going to be deterred easily. So just block out the noise and keep chugging right along. And if you ever have questions, you always can comment on any one of my YouTube videos or Avery's YouTube videos, and we respond to every single comment. Would you recommend starting with just books, all CDs and DVDs together? If it's possible, if you can get ungated early on for CDs and DVDs along with books, 100%. They're all in the same place. And, and you'll be able to sell CDs and DVDs as new versus books. You're only going to sell as used. So definitely, if you can, get ungated in CDs and DVDs. I really appreciate these calls. That's helped me since I'm just getting started. Yeah, this is all about, me and Avery. Avery did it long before I did it, but it's funny. Like literally one of these type of videos is the reason I started selling books on Amazon. Avery sat down with Side Hustle Experiment, John Muscarello, who's another content creator, and did a podcast. I don't even know, probably 2020, 2019.
Yeah.
I
I
watched
remember
it.
that.
I was working at CBS and I watched it. I'm like, this guy's in central Pennsylvania and he's making all this money. I'm sitting here at CBS grinding for like
Yeah.
and John lives like 20 minutes from me. So that's the reason I actually started this, is literally a video just like this. I was just like, what the hell? Let me give it a shot. I'm like, this money can't be real. This is too easy. You just scan it and put it in a box.
Dude, that's so funny you say that. I remember that video, and goes right back to your point, like where focus goes, like energy flows, like you're able to like whatever you want, you kind of get. One guy watched that video, and I was maybe tired that night. I kind of was like a little bit like I remember he commented, "You guys both seem so bored." And then I watched the video, and I'm like, "Yeah, we're both kind of talking monotone, whatever. Like I'm tired. This is like my probably 50th YouTube live." And it's so funny that like he took that out of the video, and he's gone. He's not in the business anymore. And then you watched it and you're like, fuck, people are making money doing this. Like, let's fucking run. And so like two people watched the same video and like took something completely different out of it,
I know. It's crazy. Like I personally believe that the best way to get ahead financially in this universe is being an entrepreneur and building your own business, whatever that may be, whether it's selling on Amazon or doing landscape and any type of damn business, having a hot dog cart. I think that's the best way to get ahead and beat the curve, and the whole system that's kind of skewed, some would say, to kind of keep you reliant on the government and everything like that. I personally think entrepreneurship's the only way to go.
Yeah. And I think people like to blame the easiest thing in front of them. And so if it's COVID, it's COVID. Oh, I closed my business because of COVID. If it's an injury in wrestling, that's their way out. Some people are so competitive, but they don't take accountability. Oh, my pinky hurt. That's why I lost the match, or this or that. Or they make an extra effort to limp to show, oh, I'm hurt so bad. And it's the same thing in Amazon, where people will blame Amazon is like the number one culprit. Oh, he's complaining about Amazon. He's complaining and then all of a sudden that becomes the thing they complain about, and then it becomes a reality, And so you just gotta be really careful. And Caleb Roth talks about. He's been talking about this for fucking 3 years now at every event that we've done in Miami or Books and Beyond. But his big thing is like, what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is assuming risk. If you're the entrepreneur, you assume the risk. Now, if that's like the core definition of entrepreneurship, then anyone who enters that realm and now there's risk all around, it doesn't matter if you're building construction, or if you're building like helping people design kitchens, interior design, or sell it on Amazon, you're going to have risk. And so that's going to be your primary thing, that you're taking all the financial responsibility and your job is to turn a profit. And so now, when that pressure hits you of risk, you're going to blame Amazon. Oh, like I'm not successful because, oh, it's too risky. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Like that's what entrepreneurship is.
Yeah.
And so I think he's got a really good point. And like the more risk you assume, the more potential upside. Of course, you got to be safe with, or you have to try to do the right things and like eliminate the risk. Our job is to eliminate as much risk as possible while also assuming the risk and getting the reward. Like we don't want to do dumb stuff. But that's entrepreneurship. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the party.
Yeah. Avery, you said you put 40% of your savings in Bitcoin. Are you dollar cost averaging or buying the dip?
So I saved up a lot of cash, and then I've been scarred over the years from like the shit I've been through, and so I'm not actually touching that cash. The game plan was to take that cash and dollar cost average in, but I set that aside, and now all my new income now goes into investment. So rather than taking that money and dollar cost average in, I'm actually keeping the cash because I like that safety, which I've never been that type of person, but I'm 30 now and I was a rambunctious 20-year-old doing dumb shit. And now I'd rather have that cash set aside if anything ever happens. And I'm being pretty bullish with my investments. And I believe in crypto long term for a few reasons, primarily because the IRS can suck money out of your bank at any time. The Federal Reserve can print cash, so like the dollar is going to continue to go down over time. I'm willing to accept that with my cash. I'm willing to accept that that's going to depreciate, but it's nice to have the cash. And I'm also willing to accept that most of the money I put in crypto is probably going to go down 50% or more in the next year or two. And I'm okay with that because I believe in the 10-year plan that I think people are going to see all the bullshit that the government's doing. And hopefully the government doesn't own Bitcoin or anything like that. But I'm very optimistic that it's going to go way past 1 million. Bitcoin will. And so I'm putting my cash in what I believe in. So 40% for me, that feels like a lot. And then I'm putting the rest into stocks that Nancy Pelosi's buying. So we'll see how that goes. The safest thing to do is put your money in the S&P 500. Like that's like the best advice. But I really believe in crypto. I'm around a few people that have really sold me on it and they're really smart. So that's why I'm being bullish on that. But I see a lot of similarities with crypto and like the fear of FBA, because in the crypto space, people get in and then it crashes and they freak the fuck out. Like you have to enjoy the ups and downs. And like when Bitcoin goes back down to 70K, you have to say, okay, Roger that. But keep in your mind that it's going to hit 1 million because you know that. And then you're just focusing on that. And then dollar cost average in the whole time as it's going down. That's my philosophy.
Mutual funds are up like 12.6% my portfolio. I looked earlier today for the year. So, I mean, as long as you're making some type of play, I think you're going to be fine either way when it all shakes itself out.
Yeah.
It's the people that aren't doing anything with their money and spending it and, lifestyle creep and every dollar extra you make, actually, it's just disappearing in thin air. Those are the people that get punished. I think you're investing with anything.
I wish I would have in my early 20s like committed to savings, but I didn't. Back then I was like, oh, I'm going to put all the money in business. I'm going to put it all back in inventory. Like it's going to work out. It's going to work out. It wasn't until a few years ago where I was like, let me pull this money, set it aside. Now I have a cash. Like I can look at a cash number in a savings account that like, that's mine,
Yep.
And then I also have my stocks and my crypto. And it's like, as long as these numbers go up, like that's my scorecard. As long as I can keep pouring money into those, it shows what I'm doing is working in business, And I think that's important, because especially in the space I'm in with private label wholesale, I could dump my.
And he's gone. He dumped himself off of the stream. Hey, he's back, maybe. Nope, it's just me. Most of the time, a lot of books go through the batch, but sometimes a few won't go. How do you reduce the errors on GoToLister? Those are items that are actually errored on Amazon's API backend. So I have a stack of errors that I keep. I run them through like again in a month, and then if they don't go through, They just go in the buyback company, and I get what I can out of them. But they're literally Amazon errors, catalog errors. So even if you went and tried to list them in Seller Central or any other listing software, they're not going to go through. These items are just broken in the catalog. So try them again in a month. Sometimes they go through, sometimes they don't. If not, get rid of it if you're tired of staring at the book. But don't try listing it every single week or in every single box. You'll go nuts.
Yeah, but what I was saying is I could put all my money, I could take all my savings and sell all my stuff. I could easily buy inventory with that, and then it all be gone. And then like, oh, like I turn my inventory 4 to 6 times a year. Oh, you're gonna make way more on it if you just put it in inventory. But there's something about saving money, and I think that just getting the habit of doing it is gonna serve me well. I'm only 30. We'll see what my 40s are like, but I'm optimistic, and everyone's always said that. Everyone's always said save money, save money. I just ignored it, and so I think it is really important. No matter what stage you're in, if you're making 1,000 a month or 10,000, like take 1% of your revenue and just put it aside. And even if it's $20 a month, like you can see that number going up, and that's a message that you hear this shit, you don't do it, and then years later you're like, damn, I should have done it. So.
Yeah, I agree. This is the least riskiest business I've ever been in. Yeah, it is kind of crazy to think, right? Because we have such margins. Like, even if it goes boom tonight, right? Like, I'm still going to be fine. Like, does it suck? Like, I don't have an Amazon business? Yeah, but it's not like I'm going to be living under the underpass right away. So, like, I kind of agree with that. I mean, it's not like I make one mistake and I'm done, right? Or I put one post on social media and nobody buys my products anymore because I offended the globe. It's risky in the sense of, if it's your only thing and you're living paycheck to paycheck. But then again, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, whatever the hell you're doing is risky at the end of the day, because you're one paycheck away from having nothing.
Yep.
Is AI a bubble? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. What are your thoughts on Roth IRAs and maxing that out? Yeah, it's if you get like a SEP IRA, self-employed IRA, it's a less taxable income. The only thing your taxable income really affects you is like Avery experienced this, I experience this currently, is like when you're trying to get approved for like a mortgage, because they go based off of your actual income after expenses if you're self-employed. But if you have the means necessary, 100% you should be maxing out every year your SEP IRA if you're self-employed, just so you can have less taxable income to give the greedy ass government, and that'll grow tax-free as well when you withdraw it down the road. I know a little bit about, I'm not into the big crypto shit like Avery. I'm more of just your Dave Ramsey mutual funds, set it and forget it guy.
Yeah, well, the idea of putting your money in the top 500 companies in America is not a bad idea. Like the S&P 500, put your money in there. So, are you doing that, the S&P?
Yeah, let me see. I'll tell you here in a second. I'll tell you exactly who the hell my money's sitting in currently. We got, come on, my portfolio. I'm currently in 4. I'm in VOO, large company stock. VO, or I don't know how the hell you pronounce it. IJH, medium company stock. IJR, small company stock. And then I'm in IXUS, international company stocks. So those are my 4 I got, and I'm up 12% so far in the year.
Heck yeah.
But I don't know what the hell it is. Just sets it up automatically, dude, right on my phone.
Yeah.
All you gotta do, like, they even have, you can see the track records to see like if it's a shitty one or one that's kind of up and down. But like you said, if you're just banking on these, S&P 500 stocks, mutual funds, like even if one goes belly up, there's still a shit ton of other ones that are going to carry it. So like, yeah, sometimes you don't get the best return, right? We're not going to turn our, we're never going to have a year where we do 100% or even over 20% is like an anomaly in the universe of just standard mutual funds. But like Avery said, the idea of crypto where the greedy ass government can't get their paws on it, it's a wonderful thing. I like the idea of it. I'm just too much of a chicken shit to put money in.
Yeah. This book's interesting right here. Psychology of Money. It's a really good book. It's more like thought provoking than anything. It takes the approach of like everyone learned from like they're a product of their generation, and they're a product of their life. And so what you grew up in, what your parents told you, like what worked during your time is different than what worked during like someone much younger, much older than you. And I think we're kind of in the time right now of like early adopters of crypto, this and that, and then like those of us who like don't trust the government that much, or I look at Amazon as kind of a government in a sense because they control so much, like damn near monopoly. And I like crypto because it like takes you away from that. Like the IRS can literally access your bank account, which freaks me out. And so like that's the psychology of money talks about how people take different lessons. And so like somebody who's been doing the S&P 500 for the last however many years it's been around, let's say 40 years, they've been doing it because I think it's been around longer, 50 plus years. They probably have they have a very good experience. And people who have been doing real estate's been going up like crazy. My dad, every house my dad's bought has doubled in value, and he bought it, sold it, bought it, sold it. He's about to sell his next one for double. And so, like, does my dad believe in real estate? Absolutely. Did I learn from that? Yeah. And so, I think things ebb and flow, and people have different rules. Like me and Mike are here, like giving like our rules for investing your money, but ultimately it comes down to like what do you believe in, what worked for the people around you, and like you have to realize like all the financial advice that's good worked for people during their time, but it might be different in the future. And my belief is crypto is like that. Like I think right now we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with crypto, but I'm very optimistic. But someone 30 years older than me is going to be like, no, you dumb shit, put it on the S&P 500. Like Dave Ramsey, like, you dumb fuck, stop maxing your credit cards on private label, stop maxing your credit cards on wholesale, you're a fucking idiot. But for me, at least right now, I've benefited so much from hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt dumping it in inventory. Despite the account shutdowns, it's still working out that I'm like, okay, like this thing works, you know. And it's like I'm bullish on debt, I'm bullish on credit cards and all that. But someone else from a different generation might be like, no, screw that, you know. And I think if you are Dave Ramsey and you are the one giving financial advice, the number one financial advice you could give is don't do credit card debt, because why are banks in business? So many people are paying interest on credit cards, and that's what pays all their bills. And so, like, on average, people suck with money, you know? And yeah.
Yeah, I agree. What would you do when a listing didn't go through and then did and sent book in, but it's been checked in under old not new SKU, so shipment is showing missing an item. If it's checked in, it shouldn't show that the shipment's missing an item because it'll just replenish your old SKU. So like I don't go in and delete any of my old listings. That's another myth out there in the universe I'm going to debunk right here for everybody watching and the trillions and millions that are going to watch this replay. Deleting old listings, you better delete them, Avery, or they're going to come for you. Well, fun fact, I probably got 25, 30,000 old listings and ain't nobody knocking down my damn door. All right. So
Yeah.
that's a load of shit in my land because
See,
I never
spend
experienced
all of your
it.
money. That's what worked for Mike right there.
I'm just saying.
It depends on what you're selling to. Maybe a book's not that big of a deal, but like for me, I'm selling like kind of like a high risk category. I get my listings out of there
Yeah,
ASAP.
dude, listen,
So
you just love getting your ass kicked off of Amazon. All right? You understand that. All right.
I'm trying to protect myself, man. I like to look at keeper graphs. I like to delete my listings to not get the IPs. But
It's
yeah, I get
2:33 in the morning. Avery sells an item. He goes in and deletes the listing.
yeah. Wait till the refund first.
Aside from cryptocurrencies, has there been any other alternate investment classes that you've been investing in? I mean, Avery's got GoToLister, right? I mean, that's an investment class.
Kind of, yeah. Your own business is always going to pay off the most. Yeah, and yourself. As much as you can invest in yourself to get yourself to the best events, get yourself the best mentors, pay for the best coaching. Like what I'm realizing with AI now is like you can train AI to be a certain way, and we've always known this, but like you can train yourself to be a certain way. So like if you want AI to be good, you give it the best articles, you give it like the best resources, you give it context, you give it a framework to work in. And with yourself, it's like at the end of the day, like our brains kind of work like computers. So like just listening to this live is going to change the way your brain thinks about a lot of different things if you accept like the principles or reject them, whatever, but you're hearing them, and now you can navigate with these new ideas. And so um
He's back, maybe. He's gone again. This guy's a real piece of work. I don't really mess around with any other investment. I know some people do like gold and silver. not my cup of tea. I don't think there's anything wrong with gold and silver, but for
These
me,
spam callers are nuts. I turned on Do Not Disturb and they're still making it through. They're
yeah,
calling me
dude,
twice.
that's what happens, man. It's the same shit. Like when I go get pre-approved for the mortgage, it's like everybody gets my phone number, and I gotta deal with this shit endlessly.
All right, I just turned on Real. I think I had it on Focus, which is different, but now it's on Do Not Disturb. But yeah.
So, we're almost through it. Can you? This year has flown by. I mean, I'm sure it's flown by for you. You're in a damn house now, but I feel like
Yeah.
2025, dude, was here and it's gone just as fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it did fly by.
You still got that Gaylord in your garage? Or you get rid of it yet?
No, I got rid of it. I processed it. I shot a video with this nifty little DJI, and like, I'm gonna add context to the video because fucking bulk books is so much work, but at the same time, it is like really good return on your money. It's like one of those things. Nobody wants to do the hard work, but I'm excited to release that video. I have it basically edited. I just need to finish a few different parts, maybe like showing people how to scan the books and stuff. But it's one of those things that when you're doing it, you're like, damn, like this sucks. Like I'm going through the palette and I'm like, I'm fucking tired right now to call my friend to come down. But you look at the numbers and you're like, yeah, if you ran this, like it makes sense why like the Turkish community gets their whole family and they all just share profits and they're making a fucking boatload of money. Like it makes sense, you know? But you got to find the book business that works for you. It might be going to the libraries. It might be doing bulk. Maybe you have $500 profit per pallet, and then you can pay somebody $200 to go through them, and maybe you're okay with that. Or maybe you do it yourself and you make a boatload of money and you're jacked as fuck afterwards, you know. But there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of ways to do the book business. So that video will be dropping soon. But from years ago, like 2019, 2018, Avery would have been fired up to have pallets of books. But right now, that's just not my wavelength that I'm on.
Yeah. Hey, somebody wants to thank you for getting back to them about the IP complaint. I don't know how to pronounce their name, and I'm not going to butcher it. You're Danos. There you go.
Yeah, I think she just reached out to me. I introduced her to, so hopefully it goes well with my account rep. But she's really good. The account investigator. Again, if you guys ever have any account issues or any questions at all about anything with Amazon, like account health and stuff, reach out to me. And I have a really good rep. You included, Mike, if you ever have anything sketchy come up.
I lay low. They leave me alone. I just lay low, do my thing, dude. The last two IP complaints I've gotten, I haven't gotten any in the past year. The last two though were both board games. So I stopped sending in board games brand new. And look at Steve; he sells new board games all the time, and they leave him the hell alone. So, but for me, my last one was a Jimmy Fallon board game. So screw Jimmy Fallon. But yeah, I don't sell board games anymore. But I have had no issues selling books, DVDs, CDs ranked under 500, ranked under 10,000, whatever it may be, new, used. But it's all risk assessment, and I do think selling more kind of gives you a little bit more leeway. You get account health rating. But yeah, so we got the Black Friday special that'll be coming up the end of this month for GoToLister. I'm also going to throw something in there for all my people. I'm going to throw in a free one-on-one if anybody that is a member of my channel signs up for the yearly free 30-minute one-on-one to go along with the discount that you guys throw out there for the year. And then also this weekend, Saturday, 2 nights from tonight, we got our monthly GoToLister call. I'm going to break down the new Amazon fees in 2026 and how it's going to affect you as a bookseller. There are things changing. Removal fees will be going down on DVDs and CDs, believe it or not. So we do get a little bit of an increase there, get a little bit of money back in our pocket. But how much more you're going to pay to sell a book, CD, DVD in 2026? So we'll be covering that Saturday night. You get an email from GoToLister because it's only for GoToLister members. And we'll also be talking about the buy box and answering a bunch of questions. Whatever questions you have, you can hop in there and I'll be hosting a call. Avery won't be there. It'll just be me. But it's always a good informative call. Usually a lot of people show up and we kind of get everybody's questions answered and everybody off into the right direction. Do you have anything else to add, Avery?
No, I think you about covered it. Just go out, find inventory, You know, you guys are all probably at the beginning phase of your business, so just ship as much as you can, learn as much as you can, try to send in the best inventory. Go-to lister's not integrated with Scout IQ right now, so but if
Hey,
you want to, you can download the CSV from Scout IQ and then bulk upload it to Go-to Lister, which I don't think many people do that, but that's an option.
Mary, you can start selling DVDs right away. You just got to find one you're gated in, order 10 off Christian books, submit your invoice. Avery, if you have an Amazon issue, how does that work? Does the email go to support? He's got somebody that helps. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You can reach out to Go-to Lister support, Aroma the Roamer, DMs on Instagram. You can comment on my YouTube video, whatever. Like I'll respond.
and if you can't get a hold of him, Judith, just reach out to me because I know you're on some of my calls, and I'll go find Avery out in the wilderness and get him to help you.
Someone said Seller Central was down, and it was down for me. Just I'm on the computer right now, but now it seems like it's back up. So that was Amazon. I think Amazon's just really glitchy right now. Like a lot of weird shit's happening. Like on the software side, Go-to Lister, it's hard for us to do that, to like make changes, or they're changing the developer access. The buy box is weird. Like just a weird time right now. I feel like Amazon's scheming.
Yeah, I mean, I just sold a Bill Gates book for $49.52. Hard drive, Bill Gates and the making of the Microsoft empire.
Heck yeah.
It's working. All right. Do you think selling media rather than books helps with not getting IP complaints? There ain't no rhyme or reason. Textbooks, new DVDs. I've seen people get IP complaints for the crappiest DVDs. The Notebook, that DVD. Somebody's got IP complaint and count verification issues over the Notebook, the DVD. It's all just, it's a shot in the dark. It just depends. Don't send multiple quantities of the same DVD. Don't send a full box of the 40-year-old virgin. I do think there is something in the system that dings like, why the hell is Giordano sending in 50 copies of the 40-year-old virgin? I do think there are certain things that do set off red flags on Amazon's back end. I always say don't send more of the 3 of the same item in a single box just to be on the safe side. All right, dude. I'm out of here.
Cool. We'll see you in a month, and have fun on that live call.
Yeah. I'll see everybody Saturday night.
Peace.
See you.